You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Days fans. It is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I have got your early edition weekly spoilers for Monday the 12th through the 16th, which is Valentine's Day week. And it is the second full week of sweep spoilers. Even though Days isn't on network TV anymore, they still treat us to the big spoiler stuff for sweeps, which is really exciting. I'm going to unpack so much stuff for you guys. If you haven't, though, please reach down and click subscribe so you don't miss any of our updates. Now, at this point, you may have seen Wednesday, maybe not. Definitely probably haven't seen Thursday or Friday. So I'm going to just recap those for you really quick to give you some context for next week's spoilers. Wednesday, February 7th, Abe is with Paulina when they update Chanel and Johnny and tell her that her surgery has been moved up because that tumor in her throat is getting bigger, and that is not good. Ava gets together with Harris Michaels. They are meeting in secret. It's a little secret tryst. Obviously, she's feeling very guilty about banging Stefan, not once, but twice, by the way. Stephanie tells Kayla what's going on with her and Everett, that they're getting serious, that they're together. He wants more. He wants to move fast. She's trying to tap the brakes a little, but she's definitely, definitely all in with this guy. EJ DiMera taunts Stefan and laughs at him about the recent drug bust and says he is going to wind up in jail. Maybe. John lies to Marlena about that conversation with Constantine in the park. Part of the problem is he doesn't really remember all of it, so problematic. Thursday, February 8th, Sloan just wants to spend a quiet night at home with her hunky hubby, Eric Brady, which means it's not going to happen. Leo Stark's going to come by. The baby's going to start crying. Melinda's going to come by in a panic. Something's happening. Harris goes back to the prison and confronts Clyde about the last drug bust, which may be one of the last things Harris does before he gets shot. And John tells Steve everything he can remember about his encounter with Constantine. And of course, Steve is holding back info as well. Stephanie pushes Everett about something she thinks he should do. Maybe go see a doctor because he's having all these issues. And Theresa and Brady both have letters from their son Tate Black, and they compare them. So I wonder if something is off. We're going to close down this week on Friday, February 9th with Tripp and Wendy clearing things up with Ava. They know that Ava was fooling around with Stefan, and she's very concerned that Wendy is going to break her son's heart. So they definitely need to have a little talk. Lucas is sneaking out of the Brady pub, and Mama Kate catches him. She is not going to like that one bit. Not at all. And Theresa talks to Alex, and she kind of tries to explain to him about addiction as they hang out together, because he is concerned because that's one of the pieces of common ground that she and Brady have that tie them together. And of course, Alex doesn't want to be an addict, but he wants to be there for her, so he wants to understand it. Julie shares a story with Charlotte and Thomas, and this may be the last story that takes place in the Horton house. Things are about to get hot, 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 and not in a good way. But speaking of hot in a good way, Xander and Sarah are struggling with temptation. They both want to hit the bedroom, but they're trying to take it slow and, let things happen organically, but that chemistry is there. All right, now let's talk about those early weekly spoilers for February 12th through 16th. And again, this is Valentine's Day week, which makes it a wedding week and a week for romance and a week of geocaching, which is kind of strange on Days of Our Lives, and second full week of sweeps. So by Monday, the Horton house is ablaze. It looks like the fire is probably going to start on Friday. That masked guy is there, and you know how they do cliffhanger stuff that starts on Friday, carries over to Monday. So I feel like the blaze might be lit on Friday, but Monday, definitely we have the fiery house. I hope that they don't burn down the entire set and we lose it forever. That would be really upsetting, I think, for a lot of people, for Tom and Alice Horton's house to be gone, unless for some reason they have to demo the set when they want to rebuild it for safety reasons. I don't know. So after the house fire, Julie and her husband Doug and Chad and his kids Charlotte and Thomas are homeless. So the house burns enough to where they can't be there and they have to relocate. So where do they go? They head over to the Kiriakis mansion. Maggie is playing host to them, which is a very kind thing to do. Makes sense. I mean, she is a Horton. And Brady and Kristen have a fight during a visitation that he's having with Rachel Black. And this is kind of interesting because Kristen was just conspiring with Alex Kiriakis to get closer to Brady, to give him more time with Rachel, to get him further away from Theresa and closer to Kristen. But with this fight, I don't know if this fight is part of her plan or if it's, messing up her plan. We'll have to see, because you never know with Kristen. She's so devious. Harris is shot this week, and we've all seen it in the Day of Days promo, and of course Ava and Stefan face questions about it. Those questions are from his partner Jada, and everybody suspects that they are in tight with Clyde, and we'll see how they do. Obviously they are terrified because of what Clyde is doing. There's the house burning, there's Harris's shooting. I think there's more to come. Tripp rushes to save someone's life next week, and I'm guessing, there's really only two kind of a medical emergencies. There's Paulina's surgery, but I don't think it's that kind of emergency. And then there's Harris after he's shot. Clyde is definitely following through on his threats, according to spoilers. And Ava and Stefan get the message. They are going to hear loud and clear that they better do exactly what he says, or people they love will be in big, deep doo-doo. That guy is no good. Somebody needs to take him out. EJ was asked to, and if he had just done what his brother asked, none of this would be happening right now. Nicole Walker. We have a Nicole Walker spoiler, y'all. Nicole is impressed with how far EJ DiMera has gone for Holly. I don't know if this is about him getting her into that special clinic in Italy, or if it's about all the stuff he is doing to punish the drug pushers and shut them down. I feel like that's more what it is. And now I'm also excited about Nicole being back, because we do have some official spoilers that say that Sloan Petersen is cooking up a way to give that baby back. What's happening is Sloan has figured out that she doesn't seem to have a knack for motherhood. That, on top of the enormous guilt she feels for stealing the baby, coupled with the fact that Leo Stark is making her life a living hell because of the baby. And I feel like by the end of Sweeps, Nicole's going to have her kid back, but I don't think she is going to know what happened. There's a standalone video we did. I will try to remember to link it, because I do have a good idea of how she could get the baby back without being arrested. So we'll see how that goes. Theresa Donovan finds an engagement ring, and then Alex is not proposing, and I think she's going to put some pressure on him. And something stunning is found during Salem's Valentine's Day geocaching treasure hunt. And Johnny and Chanel's wedding day is set for Valentine's, but it looks like it may happen in the hospital because Paulina is having surgery. All right, those are all of the early weekly spoilers I have for you. Please drop your comments on what you're excited to see. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and definitely come back soon. As always, it's Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.